Dance Addict, welcome to the playlist. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
First question, tell me how Dance Addict, the name, came to be.
You want to field this one?
Sure. Well, Jimmy and I had been taking dance class lessons, and we needed a place to practice. So we cleared a space in the upper level of my barn at home. And so we've been practicing dancing up there, and my daughter's boyfriend noticed this fact and thought, you guys should be a band and call it Dance Addict. And so the name was born.
Yep, perfectly made sense.
And how did the actual band start, though, as far as what kind of music do we want to play?
Well, I guess it kind of started when we were hanging out at the cabin. Suzi's got a cabin, and we went there, and there's no electric, so we just, she has an accordion that lives there, and I brought a guitar, and she hadn't played accordion for me yet, and out there she started playing it, and she's kind of feeling a little rusty at it, but, I could tell it's like, wow, that sounds so awesome, So, I thought, well, let's just play music, if you're, she's a little frustrated with not having her accordion chops up, and we just started initially having, just bringing some lyric sheets and singing old favorites and stuff, but pretty soon we're both real detail-minded, and we started, well, let's have an intro like this and an outro like that, and then, why don't we start writing our own stuff, and it just evolved from there.
So tell me about your songwriting. How does a song roll out once it begins to form for you, or maybe you?
It's kind of like a lightning bolt, I guess. I don't know. Usually the best ones come very quickly. I actually wrote a song today, and it came very quickly. I literally dreamt one a while ago. We must have been listening to polkas or something that day, and I crashed out, and I was starting to go into that sleeping thing, and I heard this melody kind of going around in my head, and I was like, And I realized it was not a song that I had heard before. So I grabbed my iPhone and I kind of sang it into the iPhone, put it away. Woke up the next morning and I finished writing it. So.
And the two of you together, though, do you kind of play it back and forth and kind of knock the rough edges off, or how does the evolution happen for you?
A little bit. A lot of songs Jimmy writes just like that. Like you said, he's so fast. And some we've kind of worked on together and evolved together. And like Jimmy will put some of the chords together, and we'll work on melodies and arrangements together. So we kind of do it several different ways.
Yeah, I mean, she comes up with all her own parts on her own. I don't usually dictate. Unless I have a real strong melodic idea, I don't tell her anything about what to play. Because I don't know how to play all this, all those buttons. How do you do that?
How do you do that? How did you start with the accordion? Exactly. How did you start with the accordion?
I started in my 30s. I played piano since I was a small girl, but in my 30s I had an accordion at home, and I thought, I want to learn how to play it. And so I started taking lessons from Helmy Harrington, who was so fortunate enough to live nearby, and just started taking lessons and learned how to play. And it's an awesome instrument.
When you think of the style of music you're playing, do you say accordion and guitar, well, that's perfect instrumentation, or how does that evolve?
I think the pairing of the resonator that I use works really nice with the accordion, particularly, even more so than a regular acoustic guitar, because it really is a very percussive and clanky, it cuts through the mix. And so I'm part rhythm, part drummer, part bass lines, part, playing the chords and backing it up. So, and I kind of need to be loud to keep up with an accordion just in rehearsal when we're unplugged, certain acoustic guitars would not stand out over that. So I like the match of the instruments, and it's kind of an interesting pairing, I think.
And both instruments can play so much range, and so to put together, it just seems like they can do anything.
So when you are setting out a set list or playing a crowd, how do you kind of decide what mix of songs, what styles of songs? Is it a polka? Is it a more melody, sing-along type song?
It depends on the gig, totally. If we're just playing and doing our own thing, it's like, what do you want to play? She'll say something. All right, let's play that. And then, next person gets to pick the next song or something, whatever we're feeling at the moment. But it depends on the show. I mean, we can go into a straight up polka set, or we can go into a straight, instrumental set of maybe more melodic and, musettes and different things like that. Or we can go into plain old crazy kooky songs that we've written, got a little fun. I don't know. It's a wide variety of directions we can go. So it depends on the show, I suppose.
Tell me about the new recording coming up.
Well, it's called Cabin Fever, and we recorded it on our own, and it was a very leisurely process, and we're surprised that we actually got it done ahead of schedule. Max Molesky did the mixing and mastering for us, and I think he did a great job of it. We had Brian Barber do some fancy artwork, and even a little, he did a music video for us for Perfect Duluth Day, which is awesome too. So I think, what is it, 13 or 14 songs?
I think so.
And what kind of styles, what kind of music, and where will I find it?
Well, they're all original songs, so the styles are kind of across the board. It's being printed right now. We should have it next week, but we have a CD release party April 28th, so that's when, starting then, you can start showing up at our shows and pick one up or check our website.
Yeah. You got a www.danceaddictmusic.com, that's the website. And we have Facebook, of course, too, so anytime you want to find out where we're playing, check those. We keep it all up to date, so.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the whole thing. Jimi Cooper, Suzi Ludwig, thank you very much for taking the time, and best wishes.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
for
Karen.
having us.